Hey friends, Red Specs Gaming here. Welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. So between episodes, I read the comments that I've gotten so far from yesterday's video regarding the volume system, and I very much appreciate everyone kind of being like, play the way you want to play and have fun with it. It's nice to have you guys out there, you know, enjoying the content even if I wasn't using a feature. I do want to reiterate though, I didn't know about that feature. So the next thing might surprise you here, but one of the commenters, Sean Broderick, thank you for the video. He said he posted a link to a video explaining the system, the volume system, and after watching that link, I actually kind of think I want to play with it. It looks interesting. I was worried about this system being hard for builders because I am a builder. I like building, and I didn't want to have to like run back and forth, grabbing 3 blocks at a time. That just would have ruined building for me. But that's not the way the system works, as it turns out. It's interesting. I think we're going to use it and check it out and see what's going on. That said, I don't think the base is prepared for that right now, so we're going to spend some time in this episode kind of getting the base ready for that system to come online, because if we just turn it on right now, everything's going to break. So we're going to do some of that today. Between episodes, I did some building. I want to show you the base. I came up with the design that we're going to go with and what I the style that I chose, and I'm really kind of happy with it, and so I hope you guys will like it. So that said, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Okay, so like I said, between episodes, we actually did some offline building. A lot of this kind of like heavy building stuff I'll probably do offline because you don't want to watch me just place blocks and remove them. Anybody that's watched my stream knows I'll place blocks about 8 times before I'm happy with the shape. But what we did down here, obviously this is the central room. We added some additional rooms off of each side. They're all the same size. They come off of each side here except for the hangar side, obviously. And this way we've got room for storage, we've got room for other things. Probably going to move our core in here and put it behind some heavily reinforced stuff and some guns, because apparently the NPCs can now hack your core and steal your base, so we don't want to deal with that. But most of the work I did was top side. So let me go up here and I'll show you what the base looks like on the top side here. So obviously we did a little painting here on the hangar entrance. You can see we've gone with this as the texture for the flooring, and behold the new base. So this is what I've gone with. Now we've only painted the outside right now. There's still work to be done. These towers on the ends here need to be redone to match this. But this is the design I went with, and let me pull the drone out and you can get a good look at it. Excuse me. I was messing with these walls and painting them, and I realized this looks like bamboo. And so that kind of gave me the idea of what would I go with a bamboo wall around this base. And I kind of went with something like a traditional Japanese fortress is kind of the inspiration. So I looked at pictures of those and I kind of went with that. So this is the topside base. Those were where we put down our greenhouses, and I just kind of added on to those. And we kind of went with something like this. So this is the look of the base that we're going with. Oop, lost connection. Let me run inside real quick. Now the inner wall I went with older bamboo, so it's dried out already. And the outer wall is newer bamboo. And we're going to seal this off with doors all the way around eventually here once I get to that. And that way there's we'll probably put like anti-personnel turrets in here, like waiting for them if they come through and try and path in. That way, you know, we've got a couple layers of defense. But I kind of like the way it turned out. I kind of like the way it looks. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think it turned out quite well. You can see we did windows here. And then we've left this open because I have plans for this chamber up here. I'm thinking we're going to have a turret in there, and we may readjust the way this is done. I would like a long-range turret. Like I don't know if there's like a sniper turret or something. But yeah. So, in the time that we built this, as I was building it, I got attacked one more time by drones. They came from that direction. So we definitely probably want to reinforce this side pretty soon. And if, as I showed you in the last one, you can also see when your next attack is roughly going to be. In your P menu, under statistics, right here, I've got about 2 days till my next attack. We got to talk about these boxes. Because here's the deal. This crate, this cargo box, as you can see, can only store 8,000 per. And right now we've got it at 39,000. So we're going to need a couple of boxes. But what we're going to make is this container controller, okay? And we're going to make 3 of these right now. So let's do 3 up. And then we're going to make container extensions. And that way we've got an extension on each one. And while that's doing that, let's quickly run in here. We're going to make this our storage room. And I think I'm going to make the floor... Yeah, I know you're hungry, bud. I know. Let's go eat before he gets complainy. Any more complainy. Alright. Eat. Nom. 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 Alright, good enough. Let's put that away. Apparently you can't shift click from there to there. Alright, and we're going to do the floor in here like... Let's see. Let's go with... What does that look like? Oh, I don't want red. I don't want red. Remove that. Remove that. Maybe white? I think I can do that. Yeah, okay. I'll finish this floor real quick. Okay. That look good? That looks good. And then the walls, let's do... What does that look like? That's too busy. What about you? Kind of like that. Let's go with that. And we're just painting faces here so I can have control on the other side of the walls on how I want things to look. It's one of the reasons I love this is that you can do individual faces. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a game when I first started playing this, that you could do that. Because, you know, it used to be even if you could paint something, it would be the entire block. No, that's too busy. We want something very simple for the top. Yeah, I guess that works. Nah, we hit that. I didn't mean to hit that. I don't know, this might be too busy in here, actually. Let's try this. That felt too busy. I didn't like the way it looked. So this is our storage room. And now we should have 3 container controllers and 3 of these. And let's put these in. So this, what is this? This is the controller. So we're going to do the controller first. And we're going to put them like this. Controller, every other, okay? Controller. And they don't have a right-click choice, unfortunately. They look like they look. But that's life. So these are the controllers, and if we look in these each have a storage of 8,000, okay? But if we put an extension on each one, so we're going to lay out the extensions here. Again, no right click on those, unfortunately. This now has 16,000, so they can store a lot more here, okay? So each of these has the ability to do stuff, to store up to a certain amount of stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add things to these containers in a certain order. And we're going to use the system. I think we can do it without turning the system on, but I can show you how it works. If we go into here, and you've got this logistics tab, and you can get to that, I think, with F4. Yeah, okay. You can choose containers on each side. So right now we're looking at my inventory, and we're looking at the base's inventory, the CTOR supply, right? All right, so first things first, let's name each of these things so we know what is. Well, I'm going to auto group, and then we're going to go into cargo box. This container controller, if we do show on HUD, we can see which one we're talking about. It's this guy here, okay? But I want to talk about this guy here. Or actually, I guess it doesn't even really matter. It doesn't even matter which is what, as long as we're looking at it. So we'll go back into the P menu. And we're going to name this one ingots. Okay. Actually, let's not name it ingots. Let's name it components. This is components. Okay. This one is blocks. We're going to put blocks in here, or let's call it construction parts. No, we'll call it blocks. I understand blocks. I understand that can be anything. It doesn't have to look like a square, but that's what I would name it. These are my components, these are my blocks, and these are, I don't know, what do we call this? Miscellaneous, maybe? Let's name this one Miss. And as we need to, we can adjust this. Okay, so we've got these guys here. So what we can do is in our F4, we can say this one is the base, and we want the CTOR supply. Cannot display in the same on both sides. It's because we're already looking at this one, but we can move this one to say blocks, and it'll choose where things go. But you know, you've got it, and so we can take all the blocks that are in here and put them over here, and you can shift click them, and basically it's going to just move from one container to the other, and you can watch the volume here go up. Well, this one's already over volume, which is crazy. That's crazy. We might have to increase that. You can increase that in your configs. I feel like this should store enough for all these blocks. That's my opinion on that. And we might turn that on when we go out and come back in. All right, there's the blocks. Everything that's a block got moved over there. Okay, and now we go to components, and now we can move all of this to components, right? Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Anything that's a component. So ingots and alloys and stone dust and cement, anything that's used to build stuff. We can do, you know, plates. You can see how this goes over already. So all this stuff that is like building components is going to go in there. Okay. That's a block. Actually, I should put that in the blocks box. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. And then, again, I don't know why I left that menu. We can do, this is the CTOR supply, and this is miscellaneous. And then in the miscellaneous, we could throw, you know, miscellaneous stuff. But I think some of this still, you know what we're going to do is we're going to add more. We're going to add 3 more. So let me get 3 more crafted and added, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we added 3 more on this side, and I went ahead and extended them out twice. So each one has 2 extensions on it, which pushes the max volume this guy can hold to 2400. So that should be okay for now, I think. But let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to adjust some things. Let's do our auto grouping again. Let's open up our cargo boxes, and we're going to call this guy raw ingredients. We'll just say raw. So anything that we pull out, you know, like raw ore, raw, all that's going to come in here. We're going to name that. We're going to call this guy fuel. We're going to put all our fuel stuff in here. And then I'm not sure about this guy, what we need it for. But let's go back into our logistics. And we're going to start with the base CTOR. And then we're going to go base raw. And then we're going to move all of this stuff into that, okay? This is raw stuff that we need to mess with. And then let's go back to our miscellaneous box here. We're going to put that in there, I think. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll put our alien thorn in there too. We'll put our multi-boost. Actually, we need to put that on. Put that in there. This is technically a component, nitrocellulose. So we're going to move that in there like that. And we might break this down later on. We might have an ingots versus a components. That might actually be not a bad idea to do. So we'll look at that in a little bit. If I go to my blocks box, I can put this core in there. And then I should also have an ammo thing somewhere, ammo box. He's not too bad, so we'll throw these rockets in there. And then this is fuel. We'll call the nutrient solution fuel too, is what we'll do. So let's go back to our raw box. Put that in there. Now this will make just crafting out of one box a little more annoying. So there is definitely that. Like you'll have to move things over to like maybe we have a box that we keep enough stuff in that, you know, um, we craft from. I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna put all this fuel, biofuel, oxygen, promethium packs, and nutrient solution will go in there. And then I want to get, and we're gonna keep the bike on us. What does the bike do? I guess we're okay at this level, but I do need to move the bike out of there because that wasn't actually on my inventory. That's the one thing you got to be careful not to get confused by is, you know, um, which inventory are you looking at? You're not looking at yours. You're looking at the bases and that CTOR supply box that we came up with. Let's go to miscellaneous. I'm gonna move the bike in there, and I just thought of what we can do with that last box. So if we do P, this one we're gonna rename him tools. Okay. So any extra tools and guns and weapons and stuff that we get, we can put there. I call it tools, but we know we're talking about like all of that stuff. So like this extra survivor tool can go in there. All right, so that should mean that all of these are good. One thing to note, you cannot access through the container extension. You got to access through the container controller or through the logistics menu. It looks like nothing is too far over. We're good. Everything has a home and a home for everything. That's awesome. And now this box should be fine. It's empty at this point. We can actually pick that up ourselves. So let's do the... you gotta be careful when you're flipping through. Wait for yourself to change the weapon. You see? So if I'm on this weapon and I quickly change to 1 and then hit right click, it opens up the menu for... Well, okay, they didn't do it that time, but it'll open up the menu for the thing you had in your hand. So just be aware of that. So retrieve this block. Okay. And let's put this block down in here somewhere. I think we're going to put it... Let's put it at the back here. And we're going to do like this at the back here. Like that. And then we're going to call this in our menu. This is going to be our output. All right. So anytime that we're going to be using or crafting anything, we're going to craft to this, unless it's a specialty constructor, like we'll have a ammo constructor. It's weird that you can't name these unless they're grouped, by the way. That seems strange to me. But we can group it. Group it. Okay. Cargo box. Cargo box 3 is now going to be output. Okay. So that's our output box. And then the reason that's important, and he can hold 1600. The reason that's important is that in each of these, we can tell it, hey, you know, your output goes to the output box, right? And then in this case, we need to have an input box probably where we store stuff. I wish this had a way of crafting or getting everything. You go to output. And then you, for now, go to components too. And we're going to move all of these. We're going to put our constructors probably in one of these rooms, and the generator is going to go back there with the computer probably. Alright, so that's good. Let's look at what else needs to be done. Be right back. Okay, so the next things that we need to deal with before we turn on the logistics system is the CPU usage. Right now we're way over what our CPU can handle. So our core is our CPU basically, and he can handle 80,000 whatever the number is. So the more stuff you put on the base, the higher this number goes. So we need to increase him, his ability, and then we're probably got to do the same thing with the fuel and the generator. So first things first, we're going to move this core. Because right at the bottom of this shaft is not a great spot for it if they can come down and hack it. So I want to put it in that back room back there. That said, what we can do is we can craft a new core. Because the core is one thing you can't, when you pop it out, it won't come back wholesale. Actually, no, hold on. Turn that off. Yeah, get rid of that. Turn it back on. I actually already made a core. But what we're going to need to do is extend this guy because, like I said, he can only handle, what was it, 8,000? So if we do CPU here, and we do just the base CPU, this guy is the extender. and he's going to need 4 flux coils. And right now we have 3 flux coils. Can we craft a flux coil? That's important to know. Can we craft a flux coil? Get rid of you. That requires titanium, neodymium, and cobalt ingots. So no, we cannot craft this yet. So we're gonna have to go find some before we can do this, because otherwise, this guy, our core will explode as soon as we turn on the system, because we've placed too much stuff on the base for what this starter core can do. But I think I know where we might be able to get some. So let's look at our statistics. We're okay. Let's run over to the crashed ship and break it apart and see what we can get from it. Because there's going to be stuff on that we can steal and get a bunch of components from. So I'll be back. I'll see you guys at the crashed ship. Alright. Doesn't look like any new drones have come to set up shop here. So we're going to start basically collapsing parts of this and see what we can salvage from it. So if you take your multi-tool and you do retrieve blocks, one thing you'll notice is you don't get blocks, and that's because this guy is he's not ours. We have to put a core in to get it. And actually, speaking of that, I'll be right back again. I want to bring a core here because I want to see if we missed any containers when we were here the first time. So, 1 second. Okay, back again with the core. And now if this has a core, we can't put this on it. But it looks like we can put this on it. So this doesn't have a core. So let's just find a spot to drop this into real quick. We'll do it right here. Now we own the ship. And now we can hit P, and we can see everything that's in this ship. So if we auto group what's in this ship and we look for cargo boxes, there's obviously 3 cargo boxes that we missed. And if we do show on HUD, we can see where they are. They're up here. So we missed an area up here apparently when we were here the first time. Now we could loot them from there, but I want to go up and see what the area looks like right there. See that? We missed that somehow. Oh, probably because it was underneath the ship. Okay, so we can take what's in that, and then we can break him apart. And we got a cargo box out of that. We can take all of this O2, get that out of there. Did I get it all? Apparently 239 is not enough to withdraw anything. What about 1? Can I withdraw 1? No, it's not going to withdraw it, so take that apart. Let's look at this guy again. We show him on the HUD. He's over this way. That one didn't disappear. That's a little weird bug. We got to remember to remove that. Because we took that apart, we can't now not show him on the HUD, so that might be on our HUD forever. That's nice. This one's over here. Looks like we missed another area in here. So we take that. And we'll take that. Thank you for your donation. And now we can unshow him on the HUD. Or not show him on the HUD. I don't know if un is the right term. Alright, so we took those as cargo boxes, but we're going to now switch to salvage. I just want the components. Let's look at one more time to see if there's anything else. There's an ammo box. Where's that? Ammo box is up there. See, that's the component one I'm showing at the base. We'll turn that off when we get back to the base. Where's my ammo box? What do we got? Oh, you're up here, huh? Let's go up through this part here. Okay, let's get our jump jets and get up here. Go through the wall. Aha, look at this. I don't remember us seeing this at all. So this is the ammo box, and there's some rockets in here. Let's not show him on the HUD anymore. And anything else good? Core, there's my core. There's some thrusters. Those should give me some coils, some doors, some equipment, some screens, lights, O2 station, O2 tank, ventilator, RCS. Okay, so we're going to take this sucker apart now. There's nothing else storage-wise that we care about. Right there is what we're looking at. And let's do you. Turn off your HUD. I don't want to see it. There we go, flux coil. There's a second flux coil. Okay. Anything else left here that we care about? Thrusters, there's a bunch of stuff that we will break down eventually, but it won't give us anything high level like the flux coils. So I think we're okay. Okay, now that we're back at base, we can again go into our logistics menu. We're connected here to the hoverbike's cargo, and we could change this to the base cargo, and we can move all of these components that we got into the base cargo. So anything that's in a component, basically. And we'll keep that. Oscillator, energy matrix, flux coil. And then we can now go to our blocks. We put these in the blocks, and we can go to our ammo box. Where are you? Ammo, 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 and bam. There we go. So all of that's nicely stored away. Wait, what's this down here? Well, that's the armor locker and fuel for the ship. Okay. So, where did my... I'm missing my inventory here. There it is. Okay. So now let's disconnect from the ship. We're not connected to the ship anymore. And now we should be able to make this CPU thing that we need, right? Core we can make, because we need a new core, because we used our core on the Titan itself. And then CPU. This guy, CPU extender. We can make one of those. That's 4 flux coils, so we can only make one of those. Get that going. And as soon as that's done, we'll start setting this up in the other room. So hang tight. Okay, this is done. We could take it, but if you look at it, it's got a volume of 800 SU. Our personal volume is already going to be too high. So if we were to move this over here, right now we're fine, right? But that puts us at way over. So realistically, we wouldn't be able to pick that guy up. It just wouldn't pick up. So here's how we're going to do this and how we're going to do building going forward. The way you do it is, since you're on your base, we can go into our logistics menu, and I can... This is my player inventory. This is my base inventory, and I can go into blocks, right? And then we can connect to blocks. And then if we're connected to blocks, this is the blocks inventory, technically. It's not our inventory, it's the blocks inventory. We can put this guy down here, because these are steel, and I'm going to surround the core in steel. I also want to do some upgrading. So I think if we do, let's see, I don't know if this works or not, but we're going to test it. If we connect to the components, right? Now connected to the components, I might be able to, I don't know if we'll be able to do this. If we do upgrade, yeah, see, I don't have any steel and I don't have any cement on my personal inventory. But because I'm connected to the base, right? Because I'm in here and I'm connected to the components thing, then I can actually get access to that. And then when I hit T to toggle back to my toolbar, I can upgrade all of these. And it's using cement and plates that are in the components box. Alright. So, boom. And then these, we can use titanium plates. Needed 10 times hardened steel plate, return 10 times titanium plate. Did I get titanium back for that? That seems weird. Did I? How much titanium do we have? We have 43 titanium plates right now. Let's place a block. And let's do... I wish when you were connected it opened that up. Let's do blocks instead. And connect to the blocks menu. What happened? Oh wait, that's, yeah, okay. And we put steel here because we're gonna need this anyways. And then this is gonna be, I think we're gonna do this shape here, maybe. Maybe no, I want it this shape. Yeah, yeah, we'll go with this shape. It's a little shallower. So he's gonna go there. We're gonna rotate him there. We're gonna rotate him there, there, like this. All right, and then this is gonna be the CPU and the extender. We'll do the CPU in the back and the extender in the front. And then let's surround this in with a corner piece, which is the right corner. So these are ramp A's, so we want corner A probably. Yeah, like that. See? And rotate him back around, like that. Rotate him around, like that. Him around, like that. And this will be the housing for our CPU. Now let's disconnect from that. Let's go to our components again, and we'll reconnect to that. We've got 43 titanium plates right now. Let's remember that, 43 titanium plates. So if we do T, and we do need titanium plates, we lost titanium. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, so it is using it at least. So bam, bam. I don't know how many we have to. That's it. We can't do any more. These are upgraded, but they're upgraded as far as they can go. We'll have to get some titanium before we can go anymore. Let's take a look at our base statistics. Less than a day, so we need to do this fast. What you need to know is if you go to put in a core on a base that already has a core, it's not going to let you do it. It's going to say only one allowed. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to say retrieve block. Maybe this has changed since then. I doubt it, but you just can't get blocks back for the core. You're only going to get components. That's why we pre-made this guy. So let's turn off the base with Y. Everything's shut down. And then we're going to pop the core out. We are retrieve blocks. Yeah, see, all we got back is components. Alright. Now let's take this and put this in here. So now we have a core. And now we should be able to turn the base back on. Are we back on? Everything's good. P. Let's look at all that. Yep. Alright, and now we got to put in the CPU extender. So if we go into our logistics and we look at output, where we output, let's connect to that. And we can put that on the bar now because we're not on our bar. Technically, we just got a bar for that container. And we put this guy here. CPU extender T2 is in place. And now if we look at our statistics, our CPU efficiency is at 117,000 out of 200,000. So before we do too much more on this base, we're going to need to add another one. So that'll be what happens here. And we'll probably stack them on top or something. Maybe we change out the way this is. But for now, this is good. That should be okay. Let's go into here and disconnect from that box and go to our blocks box. And we're going to pull... well, we can't pull that because... Let's connect to that. And then we pull these steel blocks. And we're going to seal this guy in. With... Was it A we were using? I think so. Seal him in with A. And then on top, I'm going to seal these with just regular good old blocks. So they have to cut through steel to get to those right now. And titanium upgraded here if they want to get to that stuff. So, CPU's in place. That's good. Yeah, okay. So that's it for that section. Last and certainly not least is power. Right now we look like we're good. We're only doing 2.6 output and we're only using 0.3, but when we start crafting that goes up. So what we're going to do is we're going to make, first things first, we should be able to unlock a bigger fuel tank. So we've got a T2 fuel tank here, which we can unlock. We'll get the T3 at level 15. We're going to make 2 of these guys. And then generator wise, can we make a bigger generator yet? Let's look. Jenny, who's got the Jenny? Where's the generator, guys? Am I missing it? There it is. So we got the large generator T1. I already unlocked it. So we're going to make 2 of these large T1 generators. Now their CPU is 6250 compared to this guy, which CPU is what on this guy? 313. That's quite a bit more, actually. That's, wow. 313 to 6250 is insane. What's our base at right now? CPU. If we added another, yeah, we could probably, yeah, 6250. We could afford. Let's do a T2 Jenny. We're gonna make us a T2 Jenny real quick. Base parts, please. Generator. No, we're not actually, because he needs flux coils. Okay, so we're just gonna make a second small generator is what we're gonna do. And what about fuel tanks? Fuel tanks, and we can't make him yet, so we're gonna make a second fuel tank as well. And we're gonna move these guys into here. This is gonna be, actually no, we're gonna put them in here because this is a CPU generator. This is gonna be the all-around room. We'll do the corners back there, CPU here, that there, and then we can put a bunch of guns in here to deal with things. So he's good. Come on, finish that. Now make me my fuel tank. Hurry up. Anytime. You can do it. I believe in you. That is not how a progress bar should work. Alright, and so let's get our generator. And we're going to do one on each side, basically. Actually, let me do a quick paint job and be right back. There we go. Much better. Alright, so now we go into our logistics. We go to our output. We connect. And we can pull this guy down. And we're going to put the generators like this. And we're going to put the fuel tank over here like this. Fuel tank. So those are good. And if you look in there, it's 24%. So we should be able to then go into our let's see, base, fuel, take that, do that. Alright, now we're at 100%. We're going to have to get more biofuel out of the constructor over here. And we're going to take this guy down. So if we do F4, disconnect, let's connect this now instead of output. Yeah, you know, we'll leave it on output. We'll connect to that, and then we can do this. We can toggle retrieve blocks. And just to show you, they should in fact be in the output because that was what I was connected to. And it was. And we're going to put the other one on the same sides over here. So if we do this, we can then take this guy and we can put him here. And we can put this guy. I wonder if we lost fuel for that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I bet we lost fuel for that, guys. I bet that was a bad move on my part. Oh well, live and learn, right? Put this guy here, like that. Yeah, we lost half of our fuel because of that. Never fill up and then move a tank around. That was not smart on my part. But got more fuel here, so not a big deal. We'll have to go get some more wood soon. And let's put the rest of that in there. And I screwed up where this is output because I picked up that. How do we get out of this? Hold on, disconnect. So I'm carrying more fuel than I should realistically be able to carry, but as soon as we turn that on, that will be fixed. We won't be able to do that anymore. Fuel, container, which one is fuel? Wish they said their names out here. I don't see that. That's not good. I want to see their names out here. Fuel, and then we can move the rest of this in there. Bam. Okay, so now if we look at our menu for the base, we now have CPU efficiency. We're good here. And we're making 5.2 kpu. We're only using 0.3 kpu, and that gives us 9 hours of fuel. So now I believe the fridge is good still. Okay, just making sure. I put a bed down here, by the way, so we could sleep off the nights if we wanted to, but we're going to have a living space up top for that. Now I believe we can turn this on. So that's going to be that. I believe that's good for this episode. We've got the base ready to go now to deal with these new features. Like I said, I'm not going to turn them on just because you guys said not to, and then I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I find it interesting. I think looking at it looks interesting. It's not the pain in the ass. I don't think that I thought it was going to be. It's just a different way of playing, and something to get used to. And that way, you guys can see how the system works too. If you want to use it, you'll get a view of me screwing up with it, I'm sure, and kind of maybe you'll learn what not to do. That said, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, and if you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and that way you know when I'm dropping new videos. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and until next time, have a good one. Bye.